Now let us take some questions on quadrilateral. Okay, so in the quadrilateral we have seen different properties of parallelogram, isn't it? And now by making use of those properties or making use of the definitions which we have seen under types of quadrilateral, we will be solving some questions. The first question says, show that each angle of rectangle is a right angle. So in the question they are saying that you have to prove that in a rectangle each angle is 90 degree, isn't it? Now what is the basic definition of rectangle which we have seen? Rectangle is a parallelogram in which one angle is 90 degree. Okay, it means this quadrilateral ABCD which I have drawn is a rectangle, and if it is a rectangle it means it is a parallelogram, hence I have written AB parallel to CD and AD parallel to BC because that is the definition of parallelogram, and also one angle is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so now you have to prove the remaining three angles are also 90 degree. Now as I know AD is parallel to BC, it means if I consider AB to the transversal, so this angle A and angle B will fall on the same side of transversal, and hence they are co-interior angles, and therefore their sum is 180, isn't it? But as we know angle A is 90 degree, what does it mean? Since angle A is 90 degree, can I say angle B is also 90 degree? Yes. Similarly, taking addition of B and C, because again AB is parallel to CD, taking BC as the transversal. So AB parallel to CD, BC as a transversal. So angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Okay, and as angle B is 90 degree, I can say since angle B is 90 degree, therefore angle C is also 90 degree. Okay, lastly we can say again AD is parallel to BC, isn't it? So angle D plus AD is parallel to BC, so I am taking this two. So angle D plus angle C is equal to 180 degree, and since angle C is 90, just now we have seen, I can write angle D as also 90 degree. Okay, so as you can see I have proved all the four angles to be 90 degree, and hence the proof that each angle of a rectangle is a right angle. Next question, it says show that the diagonals of rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Okay, now we all know that the diagonals of rhombus are perpendicular to each other, but we have to prove this only by making use of the properties of parallelogram which we have seen until now. Okay, so for that the basic definition of rhombus you have to consider, and that will only be your given information because they have said that the given quadrilateral is a rhombus, isn't it? So what is your given information? It says ABCD is a rhombus. So what is the definition of rhombus? A rhombus is a parallelogram in which all sides are equal. So these four sides are equal to one another. So I will write AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to AD. Yes, and since it is a parallelogram, so directly I will write ABCD is a parallelogram. What you have to prove? That the diagonals are perpendicular to each other. It means the diagonals wherever they are intersecting, the angle formed here is 90 degree, isn't it? So what is your show that or to be proved? It is angle AOB equal to angle AOD equal to angle BOC equal to angle DOC, and everything is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so now if I have to show the angles as 90 degree, will it work if I consider these two triangles and show them as congruent? Yes, if you show these two triangles as congruent, then you will not get any relation between the angles. Like I know that these two angles will be equal, but how will I verify whether the two angles are equal to 90 degree? Isn't it? That cannot be verified. that can be done only if I prove these two angles are equal to one another, and then I can prove them as 90 degree because both are the angles forming the linear pair. So if they are equal, then the individual angles will be of 90 degree, isn't it? So let us take these two triangles, that is triangle AOB and AOD. Say in quadrilaterals, you have to consider the triangles and show them as congruent depending upon what is asked in the question, isn't it? So now I have to show them as 90. So let us consider in triangle AOB and triangle AOD. Okay, so what is equal? Is AB equal to AD? Yes. Why? Because both are sides of rhombus, and as we know, the sides of rhombus are equal to each other. Further, what is further equal? Is OB equal to OD? This length OB, is it equal to OD? Yes. Why? Because as we know, diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. That property we have proved, so we can make use of it. That is, diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. Okay. Further, two sides we have shown as equal. Either we have to show one angle or one side. Can I show OA equal to OA? Yes, because that is a common side. So as you can see in the two triangles, all the three sides are equal. Hence, I can write triangle AOB is congruent to triangle AOD by SSS congruency. And if the two triangles are congruent, then angle AOB is equal to angle AOD by CPCT. But as you know, angle AOB plus angle AOD is equal to 180 degree. Why? Because both are linear pair angles, and therefore if both are equal and individually also they if both are equal and their sum is 180, I can say angle AOB is equal to angle AOD and is equal to 90 degree. So as we have shown this angle as 90 and this angle as 90, you know angle AOB and DOC are equal. Why? Because both are vertically opposite angles. So angle AOB equal to angle DOC equal to 90 degree. Similarly, angle AOD and BOC are also equal. Same reason, angle AOD equals angle BOC equals 90 degree. The reason for both of them are they are vertically opposite angles. Yes, and as you know, as we have shown, all the angles are 90 degree. Hence, we can say that the diagonals of rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Next question. In the figure, two parallel lines L and M are intersected by a transversal P. So L and M are two parallel lines which are intersected by a transversal P. Show that the quadrilateral formed by the bisectors of interior angles. Okay, so let us first complete the figure. What I have to do? Show that the quadrilateral forms. So one quadrilateral is forming when the bisectors of interior angles meet. So now which are the interior angles? So the four interior angles are this one. So we have to draw the interior angles for all the bisectors for all the four interior angles. So this is the bisector for first interior angle. Yes, whereas this is the bisector for the second one, the bisector for the third one, and the bisector for the fourth one. So as you can see, a quadrilateral is being formed, isn't it? Suppose I name it as A, B, C, and D. So a quadrilateral is being formed, A, B, C, D. Let us read the question. Show that the quadrilateral formed by the bisector is a rectangle. Okay, so we have to show the quadrilateral ABCD is a rectangle. So let us first write what is given. So what is given in the information? It is said that line L is parallel to line M. Okay, yes, if line L is parallel to line M, then their alternate interior angles will be equal. Again, their co-interior angles will be supplementary and so on, isn't it? Further, what you have to show? That the quadrilateral ABCD is a rectangle. See, now when you have to show it is a rectangle, you have to go by the basic definition of rectangle. The basic definition of rectangle says that first thing you have to show as ABCD to be parallelogram, and second one, any one angle, angle A or angle B or angle C or angle D as 90, because just now we have seen that if any one angle of rectangle is 90 degree, it means the remaining three angles are also 90 degree. So the thing to be proved is just show that any one angle is 90 degree, isn't it? Okay, so first we have to show that ABCD is a parallelogram. It means AB is parallel to CD or BC is parallel to AD. Okay, so now whenever you have to show any quadrilateral to be parallelogram, as I've told you that either you show both pairs as parallel or you show one pair as parallel and equal. Now here I cannot show the lengths to be equal because we don't have any information regarding the length. So the only thing to be shown is you have to show AB parallel to CD, whereas BC parallel to AD. Okay, so now if I have to show AB parallel to CD, what can I do? I do have the information that L is parallel to M, isn't it? So if L is parallel to M, does it mean this complete angle is equal to this complete angle? Yes. Why? Because both are alternate interior angles, isn't it? So let us take one point here so that we can name that angle PS, C and D. Sorry, C and R. See what you can do, or else let us name this as angle 1, this as angle 2, whereas this is angle 3 and this is angle 4. Okay, so initially I will write PAC and ACR, and later on we can take it as this point should be Q. We can take it as the name of the angle. So as L is parallel to M, therefore angle PAC means this complete angle, addition of 1 and 2, is equal to angle ACR, isn't it? Reason we will be specifying alternate interior angles, isn't it? Because both are alternate interior angles. What if I take half on both sides? Will the value change? No. So half of angle PAC is equal to half of angle ACR. Now why did I take half? Because I have to show AB parallel to CD. Yes, so if you have considering only AB and CD to be the lines, so I just need this angle, whereas I need only this angle, because if I show these two angles as equal, then by converse of alternate interior angle theorem, AB will be parallel to CD, isn't it? Yes. Hence, we are taking half on both sides. Now, why half? Because as I know that AB is angle bisector of PAC, whereas CD is angle bisector of ACR, isn't it? It means angle 1 is equal to angle 2, whereas angle 3 is equal to angle 4. So half of PAC, let us consider the inside angle, that is BAC. So angle BAC, which is equal to, again half of ACR, consider ACD because we want a relation between angle 2 and angle 3. So angle ACD. Now if angle 2 is equal to angle 3, what does it mean? It means AB is parallel to CD. Hence AB is parallel to CD. Yes, reason converse of alternate interior angle theorem. Alternate interior angles theorem. Okay. Now, similarly, if I have to show BC parallel to CD, now which angle I will be considering? This complete angle is equal to this complete angle, isn't it? Yes, you have to show the complete angle to be equal. So, hence we can write similarly, whenever the proof is all same, you can write it similarly. I can show BC is parallel to AD. Okay, so from this two, I can say that ABCD is a parallelogram. ABCD is a parallelogram. So this much I have got. Now the only thing left to be shown is the angle as 90 degree, any one angle. Okay, so now let us come back to our figure. Now, if L is parallel to M, are the co-interior angles supplementary? Are the co-interior angles supplementary? Meaning, is PAC plus ACQ equal to 180? Yes, angle PAC plus angle ACQ. Okay, PAC means this complete angle, whereas ACQ means this complete angle. So will the two angles sum be 180? Yes, because both are the angles falling on the same side of transversal, isn't it? Yes. So the reason you will write, because they are co-interior angles. Yes. Further, if their sum is 180, what if I multiply again the whole equation by half? Why half? Again, I want just the angles inside this quadrilateral. I don't want the angles outside the quadrilateral. And since they are angle bisectors, so definitely I can consider only the inside one since they are equal. So let us multiply by half to whole equation. So half angle PAC plus half angle ACQ will give me half into 180 degree. Now what is half of PAC? Consider the angle inside the quadrilateral. So half PAC means this angle 2, which is nothing but BAC. So angle BAC. Similarly, ACQ, consider this inside angle, which is ACB. And when you multiply it with half, you will get the value as 90. Okay, but why are we doing this? We want the not the sum of two angles as 90, we want an individual angle as 90. Yes, so what is the use of showing this? See, if you consider ABC triangle, as you can see, the sum of these two angles I have got as 90, and by angle sum property, the remaining angle itself will be of 90. So angle B, which you will get as 90 degree, is nothing but the part of that quadrilateral. Yes, so that's why we have taken this. So now write in triangle ABC, angle ABC plus angle BAC plus angle ACB is equal to 180 degree by angle sum property, but the sum of these two angles is 90, just now we have shown, which means angle ABC is equal to 180 degree minus 90, which gives me angle ABC, which is nothing but angle B equal to 90 degree. So as you have seen, we have shown one angle to be 90 degree. So if I mark this as equation 1 and this as equation 2, so from 1 and 2, I can say ABCD is a rectangle, because according to definition of rectangle, I want one angle to be 90 degree and the quadrilateral to be parallelogram.